So we're actually walking up because we are out here to see the monks that are walking for peace. Super excited. Never seen a monk up close and personal. I have my daughter with me. So yeah, fun stuff. Traffic is still trafficking, as you can see. It's still super heavy. We're about to pull out in a minute, and I know we're going to be in traffic entirely too long, but was it worth it? That's the question. That's the golden question. Was it worth it? It was well worth it, okay? You know, I love everything about peace and love, and for them to be able to bring the people out is an amazing thing. So I just want to briefly mention my experience meeting the monks. So I knew that they were going in Atlanta, Georgia, and I was like, oh, you know, I don't want to go in the city. So I decided not to do that one. But then I found out the following day they were going to be in Decatur, Georgia. Now, the reason why I wanted to go and see them is because I was so hyped up about giving. I wanted to be a part of the giving movement to support them on their walk. And I went to the grocery store and I bought water and bananas because I did research to find out, like, what do they prefer to eat. And I found out, you know, fruit, they're vegetarians. So I wanted to make it simple. And I got some water and I got some bananas and some other fruit as well. So once I got all the stuff, I'm like, you know, heading down in Decatur, Georgia, because I was super excited. And I went during their lunchtime because they made 2 stops. Every day in every city in the Georgia, well, Atlanta metro area, they would make 2 stops a day. So it would be for lunch and then, of course, the night gathering. So I wanted to go to the lunch one because I did not want to be all caught up in like this whole hype thing. So I'm like, yeah, let me just go there, donate, make sure they have food, you know, to eat or whatever. Completely out of my mind because I did not know at that time how big it had gotten on social media because I really wasn't seeing it like that online until after the fact. But yeah, you know, I got out there and it was just a completely different story. So unfortunately, I was not able to donate because all of the stuff that I bought, it was just traffic was so bad and I parked so far away from the lunch location that it was no way that I could drag all of that stuff to the donation table. So I do feel kind of bad about that. And I tried to pull up further, but they were not having it. You know, the cops were out there and they were just not having that drive up close and drop things off. They were not doing that. So unfortunately, I was not able to donate, but I was able to experience them. Now, keep in mind, I had no expectations when I got there. Like my expectation was to see them donate, get excited about that and being a part of just like the giving part of it and go home, right? I didn't know that they were speaking until I got there. And then, well, actually, not even when I got there, when I actually saw them, and that's when I found out that they were speaking. But prior to then, you know, I'm just like standing along the road with everybody else, waiting for them, you know, to walk up. Shout out, let me say this, shout out to the temple that supported us while we waited. I cannot pronounce the name. I do not remember the name, so I will include it in this video. video, but shout out to them. They treated us so freaking well. We parked at their temple. They also made sure we stayed warm. We had access to their restrooms. It was just an amazing experience while we waited. So I am forever grateful for that temple for making us feel comfortable while we waited. But when the monks arrived, you guys, when they arrived, oh my God, I was just like, I did not have any emotions going into this. Let me tell you, like, I was just excited that they were doing this for peace. And I want to put emphasis on that because I noticed that I got a lot of comments in my short video of people, making comments about, I don't even think I want to say them because I don't want my video to be flagged or anything like that. But we were not treating the monks like they were God. You know what I'm saying? It was really about them doing something huge for the US, for the communities, as far as like them staying disciplined and like just dedicated to like promoting peace. That's something a lot of people do not do. They do not give themselves and dedicate themselves to bring peace on earth. And I admire the movement. Let's just be clear. And then also, I just feel like a lot of negativity comes with positivity, unfortunately, So I just want to highlight that because I've gotten some crazy comments and people are just looking for things to say that are negative, and it blows my mind. But when they approached us and they were walking past, I was just like so shocked. Like, I could tell that they were not doing this for any type of publicity stunt or like, oh, we just want attention. It was none of that, okay? I could tell that they were so overwhelmed by the looks on their face. Also, it was a guy out there that tried to like grab a rose because they were selective about who they gave roses to. And a guy tried to, grab a rose, and, the monk towards the end of the line kind of like backed up because he's like, why are you reaching, for my rose? It was just a little weird. And I feel like in that moment, I felt like I was a part of that, invading their personal space. And it was just when I tell you it was so many people close to them with like their phone all in their face, it just made me so sad because I could tell even just by the energy I felt from them, like that they were really doing it for peace and they did not like the attention. And so instantly that made me a little sad. And I was like, I have to stop recording. Like, this is not who I am. This is not what I want to do. Initially, the reason why I even had my phone out was because of me. Like, it wasn't to like show off on, social media to say, oh, I saw the monks. It wasn't that. I recorded them and got the clips that I got because I wanted to remember it for myself. When I get older, I can show my daughter, even though she was out there with me to witness it, I still wanted to have it to, one day show my grandkids or to show, other generations when I get older that I met, monks and this is what they did in the US. I want to have that to show to my, family that I'm creating. So yeah, the future generations. So that's why I did it. I can't speak for anyone else. And when I saw the looks on their face, I just knew in that moment that the story that I have to tell will have to suffice, because recording them and invading their personal space the way that a lot of people out there did. And even though I was a little distant, it was still like, I felt like my phone is pointed at them. Like, that alone, I feel like is a type of invasion of privacy a little bit. I don't know. That was the only thing that I had shifted in me, was that little moment right there. And so that's when I decided to stop filming because it was not worth it. I just knew that this movement was bigger than content. It was not to be recorded. It was not to be made this huge, social media thing. And I felt really bad about it. I'm not gonna lie, I did. I felt really bad about it. So I decided to then stay for them to speak. And in that moment, I just knew, like, you're not recording this. You're gonna soak up the moment and you're gonna appreciate them for doing this, because a lot of us aren't putting in the effort to bring peace here. And when I say bring peace here, I'm not just talking about the US. I'm talking about all the countries. Even though people were just like super appreciative, I'm not taking from that. Everybody was just so excited to just see them and be in their presence and all of that. But I think a lot of people were not feeling the vibes. Like, they did not want that. But the speech that they gave was freaking amazing. But I just appreciate them to be on this journey. 2,300 miles walking is a lot, you know, and I run. And that sounds, you know, insane to me. And I was looking at the shoes that they had on. Some of them did not have on shoes at all. The weather, oh my God, was so freaking cold, and they were out walking. Some of them did not have on shoes at all. It looks like some of them had on socks, like really thick thermal socks. And it was just, oh my God, they're really out here doing this for peace. You have to respect it. It doesn't matter if it's monks or if it's your cousin or your auntie, anyone who put in that much effort to bring peace should be honored in a way, you know what I mean? And that's just how I feel about it. So shout out to them, and I am so thankful that I was a part of that. I was able to see them and witness that and just experience that type of energy up close and personal. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and if they are coming to your city next, I just, you know, would recommend that you be extremely, you know, respectful of their space, and then also, you know, soak up the moment. You know, it's okay to get a picture, you know, getting the footage that I did. It was just that, I don't know, I just wish that I thought this through before I actually got there. And I didn't, to be honest. I probably would have recorded them from afar, to the point where once they got up close where we were, then my camera would have been away, you know, put away. So if I could do anything different, it would probably be that. But other than that, yeah, it was a great experience. And if they're coming to your city, I hope that you just soak up the moment, you know, get a picture or a video from afar. And when they get up close and personal, just kind of like, you know, soak up the moment, appreciate just being in their, you know, presence, and respecting what they're doing, you know, for us. But yeah, thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye.